Watching KAVU 25 is now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Seibel. The Victoria Police Department announced a roadway closure this Saturday. This is due to a water main break. The intersection of North Bend Wilson Street at East North Street has closed. They say to please use alternative routes to avoid that area. And if you're going to the Victoria Community Center for any of the Victoria Livestock Show events, they say to use North Bend Wilson and North Bend Jordan Street to get onto North Street. That would be the preferred route if you're heading to the community center. After serving District 2 for 12 years, Victoria City Council member Josephine Solis will not seek re-election. She mentioned health concerns as a primary reason for her decision. Currently, Stephen Kidder is the only person who filed for the District 2 seat. Mayor Dwayne Crocker's District 3 seat is open with no applicants. The deadline to apply for City Council is February 16th. And speaking of Dwayne Crocker, the new mayor of Victoria will be sworn in at the start of February 20th City Council meeting. Crocker won the election with 61.4% of the vote, and Jeff Bachnight will continue to serve as mayor until Crocker is sworn in on the 20th. The City Council will canvass the votes on February 13th. So far, 3 people have filed to run for City Council in Victoria. Residents can run for any of the 4 regular City Council seats in District 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 candidates have filed, 1 each for position 1, 2, and 4. Rafael de la Garza III is seeking re-election in District 1. Jan Scott seeking re-election in District 4, and attorney Stephen Kidder has filed to run in District 2. The deadline to file for a place on the ballot is 5 p.m. February 16th. The election is Saturday, May 4th. Bridget Marshall said she is running for the District 2 VISD board seat. Marshall is the Victoria College Department Chair of Humanities and English Instructor Humanities. She said she plans to use her 20 years of education in this role and has lived and worked in Victoria her whole life. In July of 2023, she was appointed for District 2 trustee. All right, let's go ahead and check in with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, it looks like a kind of a cool weekend. What are we looking for in the days and weeks ahead?
Well, there'll be some changes that go through time. Cloudy sky you see here. That's a live view from the WeatherBug camera in Victoria Emerging Technology Complex right there. Lone Tree Road and the 59 over here. So the clouds begin to increase. No rain as of yet, but there'll be some rain chances coming our way, and maybe some cooler temperatures for next week as well, followed by more rain chances. Got just about everything you got on the board there coming up. We'll take a look at that closer in the full forecast to come. Adam?
All right, thanks, Trey. We'll check back in just a bit. The Amber Alert out of Houston continues today. The victim is 1-year-old Noah Johnson. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt and flower print pants. The suspect is 38-year-old Camilla Johnson. The suspect's driving a white 2007 GMC Yukon with the license plate number STM 7097. Call 911 with any information. Around 4:30 p.m. Friday, authorities were at Cellular Galaxy Mobile Phones and Accessories to execute a search warrant in relation to an illegal gambling operation. These are also known as game rooms. This is at the Village Shopping Center in the 2500 block of North Laurent. Police said it was related to a game room investigation. The PD Media Relations Officer David Brogger confirmed this was a joint operation between the Victoria Police Department, the Victoria County Fire Marshal's Office, and the Victoria County Sheriff's Office. At this time, no arrests have been made, and last March, 25 News Now reported a shooting at the same location, also in relation to an illegal game room operation. Overseas now, Israel's military ordered to evacuate civilians in Rafah ahead of a planned ground invasion there. More than half of Gaza's 2.3 million people fled to Gaza's southernmost city since the war began. It's unclear where those people will go next. These plans for an invasion cap off a week of increasing friction between the Israeli Prime Minister and the Biden administration.
Israeli airstrikes killed at least 44 Palestinians in Rafah on Saturday, including more than a dozen children. Those strikes come hours after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's ordered the military to evacuate civilians from Rafah. Gaza's southernmost city, which sits along the Egyptian border. More than 1 million people have fled here since the war began. Families now living in makeshift tent cities with nowhere left to go, including 12-year-old Fawzi Mohammed Fawzi al-Najjar from Khan Yunis. We want a solution, he says, a ceasefire for the war to end and for us to go to our homes and to schools. President Biden had some of his harshest criticism for Israel's operation in Gaza so far, calling it over the top. And US officials have said an invasion of Rafah without a plan for the civilian population would lead to disaster. A new directive from President Biden authorizes a cut-off of military aid to countries that violate international protections for civilians. Israel's Prime Minister continues to say Israel will not stop until it achieves total victory. James Longman, ABC News, Tel Aviv.
Multiple law enforcement agencies now involved in the urgent manhunt in East Tennessee. Authorities searching for a man accused of killing a deputy and hurting another. They say he is armed and dangerous.
A somber procession in Blount County, Tennessee, as the body of fallen Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan was transported after he was killed in the line of duty Thursday.
It's a very emotional day for my employees.
Meantime, the search continues for the suspect accused of shooting McCowan and his partner during a routine traffic stop.
I have an officer down, gunshots. 2 officers down with gunshots.
The tragic events unfolding Thursday night. Authorities say 42-year-old Kenneth DeHart Jr. was pulled over in Blount County, refused to get out of the vehicle. Deputies deployed a stun gun with no effect. They say DeHart then pulled out a gun and opened fire.
We do have one officer that is not breathing at this time.
43-year-old Deputy McCowan was shot and killed. His 22-year-old partner, Deputy Shelby Eggers, shot in the leg. Eggers able to return fire, but deputies say DeHart got away.
Suspect fled.
Deputy Eggers was treated and released from the hospital. Police are asking for the public's help, urging residents in the area to check security and doorbell cameras for any video or photos of DeHart.
We have a lot of tips coming in. We appreciate the public that's calling us, and one tip will be the right tip.
DeHart now faces warrants for first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and being a felon in possession of a weapon. His brother, Marcus DeHart, and his girlfriend, Carrie Matthews, have been arrested and charged with accessory after the fact. Marcus DeHart is being held on $1 million bond and is scheduled to be in court Monday. Phil Lipoff, ABC News, New York.
For more on today's news stories, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com, where you can submit birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise, and you can submit a local military hero so that we may recognize them. And you can check out our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, preparations are underway with the big game less than 24 hours away.
Take a look at the temperatures currently in Victoria, 72 degrees, cloudy skies, winds to the south bringing in the tropical moisture, 8-mile visibilities. Have some fog issues along the coast coming up tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that and the rain chances and temperatures coming up in your full forecast.
A serious challenge prowls many streets across Victoria County. Roaming and stray animals pose a risk to the community, and finding their owners often impossible.
The animals that don't have a voice, that's what we're there for, to help, you know. So
what's being done to ensure the safety of our streets and these lost or abandoned pets? Join me, reporter Lupi Zapata, for Safe Streets, Safe Pets, a 25 News Now Extra, Thursday night at 10.
President Biden on the defense after the special counsel report of his handling of classified documents, and his Republican rivals see an opportunity.
This morning, the White House on the defense, doubling down on President Biden's mental fitness and slamming the special counsel's report.
As a former prosecutor, do you think the special counsel report is fair? The way that the president's demeanor in that report was characterized could not be more wrong on the facts and clearly politically motivated, gratuitous.
Special counsel Robert Hur declined to prosecute the president for his handling of classified information.
These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong.
But the report describes the president as a well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory and diminished faculties in advancing age. The president furious at the special counsel's suggestion that he could not even remember when his son Beau died.
How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, wasn't any of their damn business.
The White House ripping the report for questioning the president's mental acuity.
Everyone. That part of the report we don't think lives in reality.
But Republicans already seizing on the report. Nikki Haley saying the White House is not a taxpayer-subsidized nursing home. Trump runs about even with the enfeebled Biden. He would get crushed by a Democrat with the pulse. As Democrats rush to defend the president on the campaign trail.
It was just a smear and cheap shots and just taking things out of context. Trump is going on 78 and the president is 81 years old.
So that leads us to your viewer poll this evening. We ask, should there be an age limit to be president? Let's take a look at these results. Most of you are saying yes. 87% say there should be some sort of age limit. The minimum age to become president is 35, but beyond that, there's no limit. And 13% say no. Thanks for voting. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in all our viewer polls. Now the countdown to the big game and a close look at the heightened security as Las Vegas hosts its first ever NFL championship game tomorrow.
This morning, just 1 day away from Super Bowl 58, and excitement is reaching a fever pitch. Over 70,000 fans expected to pack Allegiant Stadium. Law enforcement says they're ready. From the ground to the air. 30 federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies, both seen and unseen, will be keeping close watch. And while there are no specific credible threats against the game, according to a threat assessment obtained by ABC News, lone offenders remain law enforcement's biggest concern.
This is the best view.
I flew above the stadium for a first-hand look with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection air and marine operations. This AS-350 outfitted with infrared technology.
So we are going to have the Black Hawk helicopters. They are responsible for enforcing the temporary flight restriction. The A-Star helicopters, they are responsible for the aerial surveillance.
Officials putting a temporary flight restriction, or TFR, in place for Sunday.
What happens if something does look amiss or there are abnormalities as the patrols are up in the air? What happens next?
At that point, we are able to communicate with our federal and local law enforcement agents on the ground so that they can handle anything that they need to.
Inside the stadium, over 60 K-9s will be deployed. Officials using advanced scanning technologies to stop and seize counterfeit NFL merchandise.
And TSA agents at Harry Reid International Airport prepared to screen over 118,000 departing passengers and crew on Monday, expecting to break 24-hour screening records.
Everybody's in this game because Las Vegas is betting on us to secure them, and that's what we're going to do.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Take a look at the radar. All is quiet around here. Thunderstorms well to the north of Gonzales along the front. That'll be moving through our area with rain chance increasing for us here. With our temperatures for next week, they'll be changing too at some point in time. We'll let you know that coming up in your forecast. Good Saturday evening, everyone. Trey Mining here. While it was all quiet here in the crossroads, it still remains that way. Thunderstorms broke out and still remaining north about New Braunfels or so. Johnson City up there just to the west of Austin. This is along a frontal boundary. Earlier today, had some severe weather reported near Kerrville area in Johnson City. And some of these storms will kind of move on through, but they'll come a little bit more organized and head toward the coast. So we'll keep a rain chance in more than likely after midnight tonight till early morning hours to mid-morning or so on your day Sunday. Look at the winds. Well, all from the south coming in, but near 10 miles per hour everywhere you go, from the coast to along 59 and north of the US 59 corridor toward Hallettsville and Gonzales and Dixon. So with the winds off the Gulf of Mexico from the south, that means that humidity levels will remain quite high. And definitely that's going to be aiding in rain chances down the line as well. Temperatures now in the 70s, 70 degrees or so along the coast. Same thing in Victoria and points to the north, 70, 71, 72. So this will have a mild feel to the day. And looking at this map right here, what's going on here? This is about 8 p.m. on your Saturday, which is not too long from now. Front will begin to move on through while it's still warm in the mid to areas of the crossroads down to the coast. Near 69, 70 degrees, 70s for your day tomorrow. And we'll keep a pretty good cool down coming in by your Monday. Here's what we're going to talk about here, 3 a.m. Monday. Temperatures will be near 50 degrees for the low temperatures wake up time on that day. So a little bit of more cooler air will make its way in as we work throughout the next several days. 74 degrees was high today, which is above normal, and low 67 degrees, which would be near our normal high. As a matter of fact, it is the flip-flop for us. 47 degrees overnight. We start off on the cool side, mild by afternoon. No rain as of yet. This number will be changing as we go through time. Look at this. Back in 1973, it was 24 degrees. Nowhere near that anytime soon, thankfully. Looking at the future tracker, storms in central Texas coming up for the rest of the night tonight until about midnight or so. Some of those making their way toward the Golden Crescent region, as you see right there, as the front moves on through. A strong low pressure area will bring some pretty significant snowfall to the Panhandle, heading that toward Oklahoma City and Dallas, well north of our region here. But some of that cool air will be dragged down from the low into South Texas. You see right here by the wind arrows. That'll cool us down a little bit and keep the clouds in for at least the Sunday or so to Monday early morning time frame. Future tracker, not much precipitation in the overnight tonight except after midnight. Still those storms will make its way through from the north. So we'll keep a pretty good chance in, well, 20, 30% chances as we go toward the evening tonight into your day tomorrow. Victoria, starting off near 70 degrees, cloudy skies, sunny skies for the majority of the day, with the rain chances only in the late evening or overnight into early morning hours for all of the Crossroads region. Quail for your Sunday, starting off near 70 and keeping the 70s in throughout the majority of the afternoon time with sunny skies. All winds in the north and northwest. The dry air continues to filter on in for the time being. And then with Port Lavaca, maybe a rain shower or so by 9 a.m. on your Sunday, 70 degrees. And temperature hits 70s by the time you get to 12 noon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon with sunny and partly cloudy skies. Rain chance increasing again as we head toward your Sunday, which will give us sunny skies after that as the front moves on through. The next frontal system will bring rain shower chances for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so keep that in mind. High temperatures in the near 60s and 70s. Low temperatures, well, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s as you go throughout the next several days, so get prepared for that. Not too bad overall in our forecast. Let's take a look at this right here. This is your QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see there. That'll be able to have your app on your phone with news, weather, and sports all at your fingertips. Sign up for email alerts as well. You'll be all prepared as you go on out. And guess what? It is free of charge to use. Zach?
Thank you, Trey. East and West met out on the soccer pitch last night. I'll have that coming up in sports. We had some East versus West action out on the soccer pitch last night, and the boys were first, and it was the West Warriors who came away with the 2-0 victory. Brandon Garay had both of the Victoria West goals, one of them being a penalty kick as West pitches a shutout. Over on the girls' side of things, take a look at this absolute banger off the foot of Abby Adcock to get the scoring started for the West girls. And Abby wasn't done that half either. Before the end of the first half, excellent through ball is going to find Mia Ramirez, who also finds the back of the net. Each of those girls actually had 2 goals on the night. The Warriors go on to win 4-1. Then the Cowboys came into last night needing just one more win to clinch a district title, and they got it done last night. The Cowboys just do squeeze out a 66-64 victory over the Columbus Cardinals. Markel Soto led the way with 22 points, followed by Caleb Caesar with 17. Edna led by 10 heading into the fourth quarter. The Cardinals made them sweat, but they got the job done. And man, did they need that win, because Yoakum was right behind them in the standings, and they too won a tight one over Rice Consolidated. Final score 68-64. Zach Taylor had 11 points in the ball game. Gage Harrison with 13, and Xavier Barnett led the way with 17 points for the Bulldogs. They will finish second in the district, a great season that has them in the postseason for the first time in a long time. And the Edna and Hallettsville girls, well, they finished tied for first place in that district. In this game right here, it was a seeding match. Hallettsville takes the win 54-46. The Lady Brahmas get the first seed. Edna gets the second seed. Big game 58 is tomorrow, and did you guys actually know they roll the field into the stadium? Well, you do now. Here's a time-lapse video to give you a point of view of them wheeling it through the end zones of that stadium. That's a very tight squeeze, but that's a very nice field as well. Somebody will be hoisting a Lombardi trophy on that very field tomorrow, which will lead us to your viewer poll. Who will win tomorrow's big game? Will it be the Chiefs? Will it be the 49ers? And we are split. It's 51% Chiefs, 49% 49ers. I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. They're kind of like the Astros of the NFL. You can't ever bet against them. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote sports to participate. And while many of us getting ready for watch parties for tomorrow's big game, the real party, well, that's at the Waste Management Open. We have a man hitting the belly slide. He has to then collect all of his belongings and an insanely long beer snake. They even had a gopher out on the water on a boat. As for the leaderboard, if you guys care about that, Scotty Scheffler currently leading the way at -19. John Rahm is third at -14, and Jason Day is fifth. Oh, there he is right there. It's fifth at -12. That is it for your sports. Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. Keep it here. Coming up, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket carrying Starlink satellites. QR code. That's our quick response code to download our Crossroads Today app. Watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news tips and photos, and you'll know about our ongoing contest. SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket carrying Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit Friday evening. This launch included 22 Starlink satellites from the Space Force Base in California. The Starlink network is designed to deliver high-speed internet anywhere around the globe. Hopefully we can get a few of those here. It has a constellation of satellites orbiting Earth about 340 miles up. This is the 14th flight for the first stage booster supporting this mission.
I know we could have used that.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is apparently coming from Tokyo all the way to Vegas for the game, and she has to come on her private jet. She's going to be a little bit late. Probably could have caught one of those and made it on time.
Wow. Well, I know the big game's tomorrow. I know the weather. How's it looking here and beyond?
Well, here, no problems at all. A few clouds in the morning time. I currently have that outside now. 30% chance of rain early in the morning. Front moves through. A little bit cooler by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or another rain chance toward the end of the week. Overall, pretty mild, 60s and 70s for the high, lows in 40s and 50s for cool mornings. Keep your umbrella handy, especially toward the end of the week for another rain chance headed our way.
All right, well, we'll stay dry and cool. Well,
definitely, that's the motto.
Thank you, Trey. Thanks, Zach. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10. And remember, check out our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today.